What up, what up, what up? Week 6, we are here. I am live. Real Deal Fantasy HQ, nowhere else you need to be. Sunday mornings for the last minute. Start them, sit them, people. So let's wait until people start swarming in and let's wait until people get in here. We start answering some questions and we start going full send it. Woo! It is Sunday, people. Football is here. And I did a sound check before I started. So we're not dealing with what we dealt with last week, 25 minutes into it, I was on mute and I was wondering why nobody was like commenting or anything because they couldn't fucking hear me. So that shall not happen again. But right now, let's just wait a couple minutes, let everybody swarm in, and then we'll start getting into some questions. Weird Sunday. I don't have flag football this morning, so I kind of slept in, I would say. My game was supposed to be at 8:15, but a lot of teams don't have as many players we have. So the team that we're facing today actually ended up forfeiting. So shout out to them for the dub. But most importantly, this week, there's a lot of teams that are sitting at like 3-2, that honestly want to have that 4-2 going into the week. Let me mute my phone, because last week that shit was going crazy. But yeah, I mean, a lot of teams need wins this week, and I feel like this is the most important week to get over that hump. If you are one of the 3-2 teams, I feel like this will be the week that you need to really lock in to get this dub. So I got the start 'em, sit 'em scrolling down below. I mean, I'm just going to start off with, let's say, Brandon Cooks. You know what I mean? Brandon Cooks, I got him sitting. They're going against the Titans. And I really feel like Brandon Cooks, that was a fluke when he had 161 yards, putting up major points for you guys. He had 12 targets, in that game, but I don't see that happening this week against the Titans, unfortunately. I don't think, Brandon Cooks will be every single week to be a full send, to be having, these big games. I mean, he's been wishy-washy the last 2 years. You know what I mean? He'll have the targets, he'll have the volume, but then he'll be week to week. He won't be like a start and forget. That's my problem with Brandon Cooks. Even when he was with my Rams, I couldn't draft him in fantasy to actually trust him week to week. To actually put up like 10 to 15 points or 15 to 20 points to have these big games. But somehow he actually managed on all these teams to have 1,000 yards. So I don't think that's going to happen in Houston. He'll probably just make it to like 800 to maybe 900, but he won't probably get 1,000. I mean, we're 6 weeks into it, and honestly, I just don't see it happening for Brandon Cooks. But I got him sitting this week. A lot of people are being, I guess, forced to put him in starting lineups with a lot of injuries, COVID, etc. I had a couple people hit me up on Twitter and the DMs asking what they should do about Brandon Cooks. Does he have any value? I mean, if he explodes this game, which I don't think is going to happen, then okay, maybe you have some trade value for him to bring in like a good week to week, wide receiver, because a lot of people are dealing with injury and there's not many out there on the waiver wire. A lot of people have been hoarding, like what I'm dealing with in most of my leagues. A lot of people have been hoarding like players right now to where like COVID's hitting, injuries are hitting, suspensions, Melvin Gordon possibly suspended for 3 games. So it's like, damn, do you go pick up Royce Freeman? So very quickly, let's jump into Melvin Gordon real quick. With 3 games out and you don't have Lindsey, I don't think you need to go grab Royce Freeman for the simple fact I don't think he's going to be like that much involved to where he's going to be fantasy relevant. You're going to be banking on every single week or, for him to find the end zone somehow to be fantasy relevant. So it's going to be wishy-washy where, he might not get enough carries to be fantasy relevant. He might not get enough, opportunity. But I see some questions are in here swarming in as we go right now. What up, Adam? Joe Mixon or Frank Gore PPR? Man, honestly, I'm a Joe Mixon owner, and being that I don't really have any replacement for Joe Mixon right now with injuries and stuff like that, honestly, my only replacement would be Antonio Gibson. I think Antonio Gibson definitely gets a start this week. So Joe Mixon or Frank Gore, man, I honestly have to go with my gut. I mean, he's going against the number one defense right now, but it's very unfortunate to even utter these words that I would sit Joe Mixon for a Jets player, aka Frank Gore. So Le'Veon Bell is obviously out of the picture, so their bell cow has to be Frank Gore, right? You would think, but I don't understand how they get rid of Le'Veon Bell before they get rid of Adam Gates. So I have to also go with what I preach. I can't go against what I preach because I don't play any other Jets player other than that guy below, right there, Crowder. You know what I mean? So you have to look at it as like, you're in a tight spot. It's bad situations either way. You know what I mean? So Mixon going against a very tough matchup, but anything could pop off. He can end up finding an end zone somehow. But Frank Gore, nah, man, I'm not feeling it. So overall, I'm going with Joe Mixon. You know what I mean? I know at first I said I didn't want to utter the words that he's going against a tough defense, but I just don't trust any Jets player other than Crowder. You know what I mean? So there's that. Adam, Kirk Cousins. Picture. Okay. Kirk Cousins, great matchup. Feeling's going to have himself a day. Cam's coming off cold. It could be cold, but Cam Newton could be running all over the place. So I definitely like odds. It could be a toss. Either way you win here, but I'm going with Kirk Cousins. Some of my camera doing that. That's annoying. Juju or Cooks? I'm guessing you're asking Brandon Cooks here. I got him on the sit. I don't think Brandon Cooks is going to give you the points that you were desiring. Juju, Deontay Johnson, Claypool, also a nice plug and play there with Johnson out. I definitely think Juju and Claypool have a nice little game. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger is going to be slinging that rock. Claypool, I definitely think he's going to find the end zone again. He's going to get the momentum. He's hot right now. I think he's going to be very serviceable and he's going to be definitely fantasy relevant. Gaskins or Mostert? I like Gaskins, man. He is having a hell of a game. Mostert's also an attractive play. My Rams are very not bad and not great, at stopping and run. Mostert could actually find the end zone as well. But based on the matchup, I definitely like Gaskins more so than Mostert. Mostert's still going to be sharing that workload with McKinnon, and Gaskin kind of just thinks to be the full send guy there to be the RB1. I was very impressed with him getting those 5 targets out of the backfield as well. So I definitely will try to lean more, if it's a PPR format, more on Gaskins than Mostert. 0.5 PPR, Lindsey, Judy, James White, Robbie Anderson. Need one. Wow. You're in a good predicament if you just need one. But the obvious answer here, if you just need one, will be Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson has been on the kill streak. He's been putting guys like me that are, DJ Moore owners out of business. Hopeful, though, that the tide will change. But Robbie Anderson is a full send. He's becoming one of the guys where, Teddy Bridgewater kind of leans on him. He's kind of not even kind of, he is his number one, wide receiver there. And I feel like you can't sit Robbie Anderson until we see otherwise. So just ride that hype train until it falls off the tracks. Because honestly, I like Jerry Jeudy as well. I mean, Drew Lock's back in the lineup, so that definitely helps him. James White, PPR value there. Cam Newton loves him, and he's back, full and healthy with no COVID. Lindsey against New England. I got Lindsey this week on my pump the brakes, only for the simple fact I don't think it's a full send. New England is definitely a tough matchup for him to come back from injury. I think they might ease him in as well. He was not supposed to get the full workload. He was supposed to back up or help out with Gordon, but Gordon catching that DUI. Now it's kind of like you might see a 60-40 situation with Freeman and Lindsey. So I think for fantasy purposes, I kind of will pump the brakes on Lindsey until we see how that backfield looks and how it's going to work out with Freeman and Lindsey taking that split. So obviously, Robbie Anderson here. Ronald Jones or Mark Ingram? Non-PPR. Well, if it's non-PPR, I'm going with the guy that has the full workload, and that's Ronald Jones here. I honestly don't think Mark Ingram is a start for the simple fact that Gus Edwards is annoying. That backfield alone is annoying. It's kind of like, New England and San Fran to LA, the Rams. So very annoying. It's very discouraging to see Ingram in there get 8 touches, and then you got J.K. Dobbins with 8 touches, and then Gus Edwards with like 10, or it flips every week. You know what I mean? And I feel like you kind of, again, you're banking on Mark Ingram to find the end zone, where Ronald Jones is getting the targets out of the backfield, where Ronald Jones is the, third down back. He's getting all the workload with Fournette out of the picture. So I definitely think you need to lean more on the Ronald Jones being the guy who will more likely get you more yards. Hines or Moss for RB2. I think you asked this on the channel, and I think I told you Moss if he's healthy, if he's a full send. I definitely I like Hines, but we're not really seeing the full send of Hines that we would like. They're kind of toying with Jonathan Taylor as well, splitting all these carries with them. I do like Hines being like a red zone back. I like him getting the targets out of the backfield, but honestly, I just don't see him being in my lineup to actually depend on to be my RB2. But Zach Moss, before he got injured, was taking those looks out of the backfield from Singletary. He was in the red zone, primarily in the red zone, on the goal line as well. So Zach Moss definitely has more upside than I would take with Nyheim Hines. So quickly too, DJ Chark. I did have DJ Chark. I think last week, where I was saying that he's dealing with injury right now. It might be a little pump the brakes on him as well. But this week, with him re-injuring himself after coming back from injury, it's kind of like, damn, bro, I can't trust you in my lineup right now. I got him sitting. I think they'll probably ease him in as well. He's not even like the main target guy there, so it's not like he's seeing a shitload of targets. So it's like DJ Chark coming off of injury, off a re-injury, actually a new injury. He has an ankle injury now, so it's like, it's kind of like, damn, man, we had all these high hopes. We had the moon and the stars for DJ Chark, and he's very disappointing. It's been very underwhelming these past couple weeks, and him coming back with injury, you know what I mean? I kind of wouldn't bank on him to be the wide receiver 2 or flex if for some of you guys. A lot of people, man, they drafted DJ Chark expecting him to be a nice little combination with, whoever your wide receiver 1 is, but he's been very lackluster. Ronald Jones or Antonio Gibson? I like Gibson this week, definitely. He's getting more involved. I'm loving how much of the workload he's getting, and I like how they're starting to actually believe in him. They're starting to lean on him to catch targets out of the backfield, to kind of be the all-around back there. But J.D. McKisson's he's still being pestering, as we all know. I definitely think Ronald Jones is an attractive play this week as well against the Packers, but I kind of think Antonio Gibson has the better matchup and has more of the workload out of the backfield. If you're in a PPR league, obviously, Adam, you got to go that route. What's good, my guy? Mick Big Time. Gibson, Robiner. Hey, when you guys throw these questions, make sure you're putting what format you're in. That actually helps me out if it's standard or PPR or whatever the case may be. This question here, Gibson, Robinson, or Drake. I definitely not Drake. I'm not happy with Drake. So if you need to, which I think you just said, then I'm obviously going standard as well. I'm obviously going with Gibson and Robinson. I'm not on the Drake train at all. Chase Edmonds is looking a lot better as an overall running back. Drake catching injury as well. That doesn't help his case of being in starting lineups anymore. I even seen him in a couple of my leagues, one Yahoo league, and I think ESPN, him just sitting there on the waivers. I mean, like, man, Drake is probably the biggest bust up to date based on ADP of what he should have been. I mean, people taking him in the second round, late second round, third round, over guys that are outplaying their ADP right now, which is great. But Drake, very painful. Quickly, Tyler Higbee, tight end. Now, I can honestly say a lot of people were taking that victory lap in week 2 with Tyler Higbee going crazy, with 3 touchdowns. He put up the 3-burger, the hat trick. A lot of people were taking victory laps when you just don't understand the Rams as a whole. You don't understand Sean McVay's a liar. You know what I mean? So it was very disappointing to see these past 2 weeks of Tyler Higbee just putting up nothing. And then last week we saw Gerald Edward have 90 yards on like 6 targets. And it's like, where's Tyler Higbee? So a lot of people screaming that top 5 tight end, even top 10, etc. But your boy here since April was screaming he's going to be based on matchups, going to be week to week. If they're facing a defense that cannot cover tight ends, then you're more likely to see Tyler Higbee targeted more. Or if you see him a defense that's having trouble stopping, teams in the red zone, the offense in the red zone, obviously Tyler Higbee is a great target. So he's becoming only based on matchup. It's not even like he's becoming based on touchdown dependent. It's literally based on matchup that he's going to get the targets because honestly, last year, people who are new to this channel, who are new watching right now, the Rams only targeted their wide receivers 64% of the time. I only say only just to be a sarcastic bastard, but that's a lot. They target wide receivers 64% of the time. Tight ends are not going to be targeted just as much as their wide receivers, even with losing Brandon Cooks. Look at us now. Josh Reynolds, Van Jefferson splitting the little wide receiver thing, whatever. And we also have a running game back. We have 3 running backs that can get the job done. We're not depending on one person on Gurley. Anyway, so you have to understand when mainstream fantasy tells you one thing, you kind of just want to go the opposite way. So them saying Tyler Higbee to be top 5 is just insane to me because the last 5 games, great. Put up 100 yards each game, touchdown here, touchdown there. Great, cool. Can't be living off of last year's hype. They're not a tight end friendly offense. It can work. They can win games that way, but it's just not how McVay runs things. So that's my little Tyler Higbee for this week's rant. I'll probably be doing it next week, the week after that, and probably for the rest of the season. But there's that. What up, Extreme? Choose 2. Taylor, Gibson, Damien Harris, Mostert. I'm full sending Jonathan Taylor. That's my boy. No bias. Harris, I don't think he'll be putting up fantasy relevant points. Mostert's also attractive play. He has the Rams. How I'm feeling, I will go Jonathan Taylor and Mostert here. Only because I think Damien Harris, man, we're on that Harris. I believe you're probably on that Harris, train too. I honestly want him to be the guy. I want him to take Sony Michel's place, put it like that. I want him to replace Sony Michel and he actually gets some reps. Like we've seen little flashes here and there that he can get the job done, but it's just like fantasy wise, I don't think he'll be putting up fantasy relevant points this week, the next week, and etc. So a lot of people in that backfield, man. You got freaking Rex Burkhead and James White, Sony Michel, and then Harris. So it's like it's very frustrating. Man, Bo said preach. Yeah, man. I hate talking bad about my players too. That's what sucks. I really hate talking bad about my Rams, but it's like you have to sometimes. Oh, another Odell Beckham question. Full PPR. So I'm gonna be honest right now. It's a division game with Cleveland versus Pittsburgh. So I think honestly going straight to numbers, stats, based on the matchup, this would be the game that Odell actually put up like some decent points. When I say decent points from the flex position or even just Odell Beckham as an individual, I'm saying between 15 to 20 points out of just Odell Beckham, just pure off of his talent. But is that going to happen with a beat up and bruised Baker? I think Baker thinks he's a little bit more healthier than what he is, and he's kind of put his pride on the line here, and he obviously loves to play football. So honestly, I will pump the brakes on Odell Beckham this week for the simple fact it's not going to be based on him, even though the Pittsburgh Steelers are ranked top 5 against wide receivers in this year. So the matchup isn't looking too great, and their quarterback is not looking very healthy at this point. So I have to go with Jonathan Taylor on this hatch, only based on Baker's injury. I would, like I said, division games are very flip-floppy, you know what I mean? You'll go in doing the research, you'll go in looking at the numbers and et cetera, and then boom, flip-flop to where this guy has an amazing game. So I feel like Also, yeah, Odell was sick just like a couple of days ago as well too. So I'm not, nah, man, I'm not feeling Odell this week at all, even with the division game. I think somebody just said it. Yeah, yeah, he had the flu. Yeah, there it is. Extreme, you're on it. So I feel like nah, Jonathan Taylor, full send it. Extreme, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you, my guy. Oh, big facts. JT gonna eat. Yes, sir. Choose two. Full PPR. Parker, Landry, Galladay. Hmm. Landry could be a nice play this week, but again, Pittsburgh is very tough against wide receivers, but also a division game. Parker, we've been wanting Parker to like basically explode like the first 8 weeks he did last season, but it's not happening. Slow start, new scheme. He's dealing with coming from injury as well. I feel like Parker, we just have to hold on and just brace ourselves when it actually happens. Galladay is definitely one of the choices here. Full send that. Chanel, not liking these matchups here. I mean, honestly, Galladay would be the only one that would be a full send. But again, with Odell dealing with the flu and Baker dealing with injury, Landry could be, the viable target here to actually show up and show out. I want to tell you Landry and Galladay, in my opinion. Full PPR, Brandon Cooks or Devin Singletary. What up, Trey? Hopefully you can leave a sub for me. Help me out. I try to do these every Sunday to help you guys out. Last minute start them, sit them. Football begins in about 16, 17 minutes. But this week I am sitting Brandon Cooks. Singletary, I was really hoping that the Bills would go after Le'Veon Bell because honestly, Singletary isn't the guy. He's not getting it done. Not saying he's not the guy, but I don't think he's, RB1 ish. You know what I mean? As we thought, we saw his ceiling last year with Frank Gore, and now we're seeing his ceiling now, even with Zach Moss. So I definitely am sitting Brandon Cooks this week. But in my opinion, Singletary will probably be the better option here. Yeah, Hatch, full send Jonathan Taylor, man. Full send it. Flex and Chris Carson out. I have Antonio Gibson, Harris Parker. Oh, what do I play? Full PPR. Man, you guys are in great situations. I wish I had these problems. But here, man, damn, this is a tough one, man. I'm probably gonna go Gibson here. I think Gibson has a really nice outing this week. They actually starting to believe in him. They're actually leaning on him to be the guy. He's going to be putting up big numbers, coming closer to the playoffs. So once he gets hot, I want to be part of that train as well. Yes, sir, Bo. Yes, sir. But quickly, I also want to jump on David Montgomery real quick. He's a nice little start this week. He has the great matchup. I feel like with Monty this week, what the heck was that? With Monty this week, Panthers cannot stop the run at all. And Tariq Cohen's out for the season, so this will be a nice, refreshing feeling getting David Montgomery in starting lineups and him to put up big points, RB1 point. So again, the Panthers can't stop anything on the ground. They are the worst. You know what I mean? They're next to Houston to being the worst at at stopping the run. So I think David Montgomery owners will be very happy this week. I think it'll possibly help you guys get the dub. Him sitting in your flex position, RB2, whatever you guys got him with, guys out on bye week. So I feel like, David Montgomery is a nice little plug and play. Start and forget, book it, buy it, bring home the gold. Oh, hell yeah. Let's go, Big Dick Foles. Get a dub today. Get a dub today. Jen, what up, Jen? Make sure you throw a sub for me. But full PPR, Lamb Cup or Claypool. Damn. You guys, I'm telling you guys, what the hell? What leagues are you in to get stuck with this? To have these situations. But CD Lamb could have a little uptick with Dalton. I think the person there that takes the hit will probably be Gallup. Cup, damn man, Cup has been very wishy-washy as well. I gotta admit, as a Cup owner, but I think that Claypool has a nice game today as well. But like, damn man, do you sit Cup? Do you sit Lamb for Claypool only because Deontay Johnson's out? He's in a division game. The Browns defense have been looking okay, but Joe Burrow put up 300 on him. And I think Big Ben could possibly do the same. Let's go Claypool. He's hot right now. He's in momentum. Full send it. Should be. I'm going to be very tuned into that game. Honestly, that's like one of the games that are on my list, other than obviously my Rams playing. But I definitely want to stay close to that game. I want to see if Claypool is the real deal. I see what I did there. Wait, real deal fantasy. Anyway, next. Gurley or Gaskins this week? Full send Gaskins. Gurley, this is the thing. Gurley showed up and showed out last week. And let's be honest, that's what he was supposed to do. That's exactly what he was supposed to do against a defense that cannot stop the run. Excuse me. Oh, that smells like Red Bull. But anyway, Gaskins is a full send one only for the simple fact Gurley last week, which you're probably believing that he actually showed some life. He's still touchdown dependent as hell. Last week, again, he did what he was supposed to do. Based on the matchup, that's what was supposed to happen. Now, if it didn't happen, Gurley's getting cut, honestly. Because Gurley could still play football. It's just that he had some tough matchups. And, you can't really stack the box against the Falcons. So, honestly, he should be full sending it. But, again, this week, if that's your options, Gaskins. Damn right, Jen. Full send it country over here. No problem, Jen. Thanks for coming by. Oof, this is extreme. This is one of the questions I had in my DM yesterday. And I told the guy I'm going Brown, even though Godwin is healthy. I don't know how much he's going to be involved, of how healthy he is. But I definitely feel like Marquise Brown can have a nice little outing between 10 to 15 points. Nothing big, nothing crazy, because we haven't seen that yet. But Godwin, man, Actually, I own him as well. I got him on my bench this week because how I play it, in my opinion, how I do things when guys are coming off an injury and they've been out for so long, and even the crisis we're dealing with now with COVID and all this other shit, protocols, the limited ability to practice and actually be full hands-on and involved. It's like, man, it's a lot of factors that go into stuff like this. And honestly, Brown has been healthy. He hasn't been dealing with anything that we know of. And, Godwin is on a high-power offense. He could be used a lot. And it's kind of hard, putting that investment that you had to put in to get Godwin in August or whenever you drafted your draft investment. And you want that bang for your buck back. But I got to sit Godwin this week. I honestly have to. The Packers are not the best defense, and they're also not the worst defense. They're just a good defense. So it could be, a struggle for him as well. What up? That's a new phase. Make sure you throw me a sub, bro. Raheem Mostert, Drake, or Gibson? Pick one, full PPR. Drake, definitely not. Drake will be seeing the bench. Drake, I'm not a big fan of right now. Gibson or Raheem Mostert? I just had this question up top. I mean, Mostert has my Rams. We aren't the best. We aren't the least greatest about stopping the run, but the matchup is favorable. Gibson is being believed in. He's being leaned on now. He's having the responsibility to be the RB1, and also getting 5 targets out of the backfield is very impressive. So I think with Kyle Allen, if he's playing, or even Alex Smith, you know what I mean? I think Kyle Allen's actually okay, but I think he's going to lean on the Gibson to be his check down, to be just his scapegoat, so he could stay upright and not get rocked by Jalen Ramsey again. So I definitely think I like Gibson here, full point PPR. Bro, I finessed someone to drop. Yo, extreme cutthroat season. Make sure you look at all my other videos. I got this crazy ass league that I'm in. It's called Cutthroat Season. We're all about the sliminess. We have people in my league that record conversations. They record trade conversations and embarrass them and release it to the group chat. It's the craziest thing. My league is all out there for you guys to watch, and it's just something beautiful to watch because it's Cutthroat Season. There's no friends in fantasy football, people. There's no friends at all. Like, my friends that are in my league right now, we're not friends for the entire duration of fantasy football. After that, yeah, we can kick it, we can chill, we can grab a beer, but other than that, I'm plotting and scheming to just screw their entire team so I can win. It's all about bringing home the trophy, all about bringing home the gold, people. Remember that. Who is better for the long run, Gaskins or Singletary? I don't like answering rest of the season questions, but we are 6 weeks in. I mean, Gaskins looks to be not slowing down. Singletary looks like he's not the guy. You know, he needs help. Zach Moss is back now from injury, so I honestly will have to go Gaskins, I guess, because Zach Moss is slowly but surely going to be more involved than we would like as Singletary owners. So I definitely think Gaskins has the job to full send it. Ingram Ertz. Juan, this is a good one as well, too. I like Ingram this week. He has the matchup. He's very talented. Ertz, he's also talented as well, but I just don't believe in Wentz. That's my problem there. He's definitely going to lean on Ertz at all costs. I mean, like, they have no wide receivers, so who else can they target and who else can they rely on? It's Ertz. But I definitely like the matchup better here with Evan Ingram going into this week against the Redskins that are having trouble, you know, stopping tight ends. So I'm going with the favorable matchup here, and that's obviously Evan Ingram. New York Giants defense or Arizona? First of all, I'm not a big fan of leagues that still play with defenses, but I know a lot of people still play with defenses, but I don't know. But Giants defense, they could actually show up and show out, and they can keep Washington down a couple. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants here. As weird as that sounds, and I absolutely despise the Giants. And the only reason why I despise the Giants is because I live in New Jersey, and they should be called the New Jersey Giants because practice play in New Jersey, but your market's in New York, which is obviously because there's more money there. But hey, fuck me, right? Hey, no problem, bro. Thanks for the sub, and I'll get you next week if you come back. T.Y. Hilton or Adam Humphries? Oof, man, T.Y. Hilton. Who's that guy? I'm kidding. But yeah, it's been a wild roller coaster as the T.Y. Hilton owner. I traded him in week 3 because I knew and felt like I wasn't going to get that bang for your buck. I mean, here's my thing. I had high hopes for T.Y. Hilton as much as high hopes I had for A.J. Green. Even though A.J. Green, I kind of got in later rounds. I didn't have to really go reaching. I got T.Y. Hilton kind of like high, I would say, in my opinion, in like the 5th round, actually. And I feel like I'm not getting that bang for your buck. He's a terrible wide receiver 3 for me right now. Thank God I'm getting my ass saved, you know, somewhat by trading him in week 3 and returning, getting DJ Chark, who's also been underwhelming, but putting up more points than T.Y. Hilton. But so Adam Humphries will be the guy here that I will lean on. And I feel like with Corey Davis out due to COVID, Humphries can definitely be a valuable target there. Should I start Gaskins over Sanders, CH, or James Robinson? Who does Robinson have this week? And Lions? He has the Lions this week. Man, you're killing me with that. That's a good situation. I would tell you no. No. Even with Bell there in Kansas City, I don't think Bell's going to be involved as much as we would like. He's also coming back from injury, a double hamstring injury. So they're definitely going to try to ease Le'Veon Bell in unless Le'Veon Bell was faking it, which, you know, I wouldn't be surprised. Who the hell wants to play for Adam Gates? But I don't think, CEH is going to be affected immediately. We'll have to wait and see. I even would tell you if Bell comes out firing all cylinders this week, it's going to be very hard to sell CEH because a lot of people are looking to sell CEH for the simple fact Bell is there and they're going to try to use him as well. Honestly, CEH isn't getting the job done when it comes to seeing touchdowns at all. So he's having goal line trouble as well. A lot of things factor into here, but again, I wouldn't start Gaskins over any of these guys. I think you're sitting pretty with those three guys. Edmonds, full send. Thank you, my brother. I will. Oh shit! Word extreme. But quickly, I want to jump into the whole debacle with Michael Gallup and stuff. It's so weird. I got him starting a couple of my leagues, and then I got him benched in a couple, like the Scott Fish Bowl. Oh shit! I got him sitting in a couple of my sleeper app teams. I got him starting. I'm like really wishy-washy with Gallup, only because I'm sitting Gallup. It's not even based on the matchup. It's based on how Andy Dalton's going to handle that offense. Andy Dalton did look good when he stepped in, but again, that's what he was supposed to do. And I feel like, it's unfortunate with Dak going down with injury and getting screwed over at a possible big contract that he deserves. I don't think he deserves $200 million, but maybe he's in ballpark of 160 to 170. You know what I mean? But now he's probably going to get less than that. But Andy Dalton scares me for the simple fact that I just don't know how I'm going to see him work out in this offense. He has the best weapons he ever had his entire career as a unit, as a trio of wide receivers. So it's kind of like if you fail, you suck type ordeal because this is the best weapons you had. And plus you have Zeke to hand the ball off to. So I don't know. I really think Zeke gets that uptick to be very involved, to be more involved in the offense than, Dak, who's able to spread the ball around and you don't really have to lean on Zeke. So I think Zeke is going to be leaned on the most here. Reason why I got Gallup sitting, because he was taking a little hit. He was taking a little tick hit with CeeDee Lamb emerging as like a reliable target to Dak. So I definitely think Andy Dalton's going to lean more on Zeke, more so than trying to lean on, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Gallup, you know what I mean? And freaking Cedric, some guy named Cedric. Who the fuck is this guy? Where did he come from? But yeah, but I definitely think the whole debacle there with, Andy Dalton coming in, he's on my wait and see what happened list. No Chark this week either. I actually don't know. We're 2 minutes from kickoff. Really quickly, let me check the injury report. I'm not seeing anything. Well, Mike Evans is up in the air right now. Didn't know that. Yeah, I think Chark is in. And if not, we're screwed because we got 60 seconds before kickoff. And I want to get out of here so I can go watch some football as well. But definitely a decoy. Definitely a decoy. Definitely a decoy. That's why I got Chark kind of like, I don't know. Stay away. No problem, man. But 60 seconds until kickoff. I want you guys to enjoy this week. Catch a dub this week. If you are new here, please throw me a sub. Join the Wolfpack. Do not be a sheep. Don't follow mainstream fantasy. Let's get the dub this week, and hopefully you guys can, come out with a dub. Julio McLaurin, Bobby Joe Wallace. You are the last question I will answer, and full send Julio. Full send Julio. Peace, love, and happiness, people. I'm out.